My personal next evolution is in response to understanding the core needs and really being able to reconstruct my identity to meet my core needs. I'm sure this video can help you as well. As I've been exploring this, it's been very, very transformative work. So let's get it.
Yeah. I'm inspired. I'm inspired.
Flow Mishkaram and Flow Stay. My name is Sumit Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy. The flow in me sees the flow in you. I'm a flow state coach, which means that I help you feel better and perform better. Today we're talking all about a very particular concept of the 6 core needs. This is a concept that was first introduced into the mainstream by Tony Robbins, where there are 6 core needs, okay? And the 6 core needs are: number 1, certainty. Number 2, variety. Number 3, significance. Number 4, love and connection. Number 5, growth. And number 6, contribution. Okay? I think within myself I'm more drawn to variety or novelty rather than certainty, just in regards to my mindset in terms of flow. I think I'm definitely more drawn to significance in my masculine energy being stronger than my feminine, though it was probably switched in my past. But I do feel a need for connection more than anything else, as well. So I think that is also one of my hidden core needs. And I definitely think that in terms of my spiritual needs, growth is a very, very important one. However, I do also see my need for contribution, which again relates to Maslow's final zenith or pinnacle or peak of the triangle of needs, which is transcendence. So this is really important because we all have needs. We all have core needs. We can't unneed our needs, okay? I was really fooling myself for the longest time surrounding my needs. I started to condemn myself for it or shame myself for my needs. And this is a very huge deception, right? Because in the spiritual process, we almost amputate ourselves from our desires at times or our needs. This is not healing or restorative or transformative if we keep causing more resistance to what we need. Instead, we need to feel into our feelings in order to release that need. Ask yourself, what would I need to give up to feel my needs? For me, I know that's about a lot of different things. It's about, number 1, letting go of my storyline of an artist or a creative person being messy. Number 2, constant pornography use, right? That's one that I've tried to overcome for a very long time. And now, as the next month is settling in, I'm really seriously doubling down on that one too. I don't know, maybe it's a need to overthink for you. Maybe it's a need to stop texting your ex. Maybe it's a need to give up one of your bad habits. Whatever it is for you, you will understand that I need to give up something in order to get my needs met, right? If you have a bad habit or an addiction right now, you got to replace that addiction with something, because ultimately it relates some way to your core needs, okay? You're trying to get that feeling of significance from porn or drugs or something like that, right? Like taking drugs helps you feel certainty or a variety or one of these needs. One that I've had to really focus on is the feeling of belonging. Like that also directly connects to one of my core wounds. So what I would say for if you have an issue with belonging or fitting in or, being a part of a tribe, I would focus on one single memory, if you can, where you felt that belongingness in your body, whether it was, you were acting in this group exercise or a part of a group of friends, or you felt somewhere in your life, you have a reference of feeling like that. Just go back to that visualization and that memory and allow yourself to feel what it feels like in your body. Where you don't feel it in your body, you don't have to focus on. You have to feel where you feel it in your body, even if it shows up very tiny or fragmented or minuscule. Just go into that and rest in it. Allow yourself to explore that feeling. So the thing is, most people settle in life, right? Let's say most people want love, but they will settle for connection. Most people want significance, but they will settle by just getting by or whatever, right? The thing about it is, willpower never lasts, okay? It's a limited resource, but meeting your needs is sustainable. It lasts, okay? So if you have a structure of your life that I'm getting my need of certainty met in some sense, and it's a healthy you see, it can be positive, neutral, or negative, according to Tony Robbins, right? So is your needs that you have positive needs, you have negative needs, and then you have neutral needs. This practice is also very helpful for men, so it would be called Angar Mardana, I believe is the name. Yeah, that's kind of my next evolution. I'm looking into that. Also, men, if you're interested, this is for the men right now. It will be unisex in the future, most probably. But for right now, I'm looking for 5 men who are interested in joining a 2-week retreat, okay, with us in Bali, myself and Ryan, in Bali for Primal Sutra. This is going to primarily focus on the golden shadow, and one of the aspects of the golden shadow, I believe, is also getting your needs met, because you want a sustainable life. You know what I mean? Like, you want a sustainable life where you're getting your needs met. And if you're not getting your needs met, you're going to find substitutes. And some of those substitutes, they might not be healthy alternatives, right? If you have a need for, let's say, growth, and you're getting that growth need met through a way where you're growing in the negative, where your character's becoming more darker or something like this, or more rigid, or you feel like you're in the workaholism of the growth, but you're not really growing, right? Progress is happiness, as Tony Robbins would say, right? So the resistance can put you into a very vulnerable state, and I understand that. It is not what you get that will make you happy, as Tony Robbins says, but it is who you become that ultimately will. Problems allow us to work with our deepest fears at times, and this is why I bring up the golden shadow. The golden shadow is the fear of your own greatness, and sometimes in the fear of your own greatness, maybe we're not accessing the greater paradigm of our needs, right? Let's say for your life, your wealth, your happiness, your sexuality, your maintenance of your own hell, where is it that your needs are getting met? And are they getting met at all? How are they getting met in the negative? How are they getting met in the neutral? How are they getting met in the positive? And maybe if we can get from negative to neutral, then we can also get from neutral to positive, because then now we're playing this game of being the pleasure alchemist, really. You can feel certainty by working on your past, by working with God, by, working out, by having food, which gives you a sense of comfort. We can feel certainty through many ways, right? But it's about finding the way for you that will truly align to your mission, your life path, your narrative that you're trying to create for your life. So living a life by design, not by default. Other thing is, like, man, a lot of people will lie, you see. So let's say, I'll give you an example, right? So give me a thumbs up if this is you. You've stayed in a relationship for way too long because of uncertainty. That's an example of, like, okay, you had a need. Okay, you're scared of uncertainty. That means you need certainty. Sometimes people will give up on their goals, their dreams, and even their values just so they can meet their needs. You could have honesty as a top value, but you'll lie if it works against your core need of certainty and love, for instance. You might create white lies, but still, right? You see that hypocrisy. You see that, that sense of out of alignment or out of integrity nature coming up through this work. One thing that I think is important to mention also is that Tony Robbins mentioned this too, that men will die for significance and women will die for love. I mean, any man or woman can become more or less, grow in their significance or need for love or whatever, but it's our own biochemistry, okay, that we're working with. And understanding that your biochemistry as a man will give you to produce testosterone, which is associated with dominance, which is associated with significance. Okay, estrogen, which is associated with, submissiveness, or in a sense, that love or connection, or you could even say oxytocin, right? So biochemically, female is wired to nurture, and a man is wired to, I guess, be strong or protect the tribe. And that comes through in regards to our core needs, obviously, but then there's spiritual needs, we have emotional needs, right? We have physical needs. It's really important to consider that maybe there's certain needs that you're overlooking or even bypassing. And there's certain needs that you're undervaluing or not even giving enough importance to. And that's keeping you dissatisfied. You know, most people find a way to be significant, but maybe the significance is that they have problems in their life. So they make that the significance. We want certainty because we want to avoid pain and go towards comfort. And discomfort in our minds, maybe we have it subconsciously, that discomfort means damage and damage means death. Therefore, I won't go get my needs met because I might die, okay? We literally might have this embedded belief or this somatic belief, as I mentioned, like we feel it in our actual bodies, right? It feels real to us. Our thoughts around something feels real, very real to us because it's there in the background, right? Coming up to the surface now as we raise in our consciousness levels, okay? So I hope this video helped you out today, gave you a new perspective. Let me know if you have any questions around this process, and I'll let you know. Let me know if you're interested in the Primal Sutra Bali retreat. Have an incredible day. May the flow be with you and stay legendary. Let's get it today, Upward Spiral Gang.